Alright, welcome back to the Supercoach Enough channel. In this video we're going to preview round 25 of the 2025 NRL Fantasy season. So before we talk about my team specifically, we'll look at the who's hot and who's not list for those of us that have been keeping some trades in the back pocket. Not that I'm one of them, but on the who's hot list, number one is Adam Doueihi. So in the 7 jersey there now at the Tigers, so doing a lot of the general kicking and getting involved in that attacking sort of upside as well. Yeah, I think he's a great pick. I brought him in a few weeks ago when he was playing lock, and yeah, he's a really great option for our teams. Harry Grant will be very popular trading for the likes of a Connor Watson, Cam McInnes. Those sort of guys that have dropped out injured, or Blake Brayley. Cam McInnes isn't available at hooker in fantasy. So yeah, absolutely makes sense. Get on Harry Grant. Reece Walsh at number 3. So definitely an upside pick, but does have a great matchup this week against the Knights. Has things like the goal kicking and stuff in the locker as well. So I think Reece Walsh is a pretty handy differential if you've got the trades. Tino at number 4, so pretty decent price for what he can offer in the middle. Get on board with Big Tino. Hudson Young coming off the bye. I think he's the number 1 edge still, so it makes sense to get him in if you can. Taylor May, so he's been a bit hot and cold, and I guess people have been trading him in and out accordingly. So I mean, if you're looking for a replacement for Ruben Garrick and you can't get to those keeper type options like Kiraz, Tom Trbojevic, Wangani Tuase, Adam Doueihi, I'm just listing off the guys I've got at the centre position. But yeah, I don't know. I think there's enough options there that I wouldn't be messing with Taylor May. Kalamatangi at number 7. Thought he'd be a bit higher. I'm guessing that's just based on price, because I think he is pretty highly priced, $7.29. But that is for a reason. He is a great option. Dual position. If I had trades, I'd be bringing him back in straight away. But I do not. Jai Gray, so gets another go at fullback. Probably making some cash, pretty cheap for what he can provide back there, so it makes sense. Halangahu, I think I don't know how you say it. Apologies, Jake, but gets a start on the edge. Hopefully plays 80 minutes, but even if he doesn't, it'll be more minutes probably than he has been getting. The kid's a freak by all reports, so probably worth a punt. James Tedesco. Yep, bring him in. We don't need to talk too much about that. Paddy Carrigan, nice solid base on him. I'd probably rather Kalamatangi if you've got the extra cash, or Tino. But if you've got all those guys, he's probably next on the list. Nafahu White I'd have over Carrigan as well. Yeah, great option. Bring him in. Jonah Pezzett is one I would hold on. It sounds like Pappenhausen's back this week, so Munster's going to revert to the halves, and it'll probably be Pezzett on the bench. So he's a great player, but just not getting the opportunity at the moment. So a bit of an avoid. Votano, the fullback at Newcastle, should be pretty cheap. They've got big raps on him there, so it's probably worth a bit of a shout for the last few weeks of the season if you are looking for a point of difference. And Sam Walker, obviously he and the Roosters are in great form, so I think he's a decent option in the halves this week. On the who's not list, so Ruben Garrick injured, so it makes sense to chop him. Fanua Blake's just on the bye, so if you can cover, he's worth a hold, but I'm imagining a lot of those trade outs are due to head-to-head players that are looking to win this week, so I understand. Connor Watson, the role's not good, so he can get chopped. Brayley's on the bye, so copy and paste what I said for Fanua Blake. McInnes is injured though, so he can go. Nicho Hines, is a buy pick, so you know depends if you can cover him this week. Jackson Ford, not sure. Moss be injured, or he's probably not the most fantasy relevant anyway, so that's fine. Latrell injured, so he can go. Pappenhausen's a hold. Sounds like he might be back this week. And Isaiah Yo on the extended bench, so I think he is a hold this week. I think he'll play. I think he'll play 80. Um, so I'd hold Yo. Hamish Stewart, yeah, mid prices can go. Jack DeBellin, I mean, if you go into a Carrigan or a White or a Tino, all of them make sense, so he can go. Herbie Farmworth's injured, he can go. Halaseema's moved back to the bench, so it's unfortunate, but he is a sell. And Will Kennedy, not sure why you had him in your team, but he is definitely a trade out. So in terms of my team this week, not too much has changed since the round review for round 24. However, with the mail that Isaiah Yo is back, I've pushed him up into the starting team, and I also now have the option of looping in the Wangani Tuase. So, um, if Isaiah Yo doesn't get up, we will just cop current score. Um, but then I guess we have the option of looping Watson and Nwangani Tuase in potentially. So, um, yeah, the Bulldogs play a bit earlier, so we'll see how current goes before we make that decision. Um, and also, I guess we can always leave it as late as possible to see team lists and see if Connor Watson does start or not before making that decision. And yeah, captain and vice captain, I'm just keeping it simple. Haas and May, trying to make sure we can stay in the top 5K. So I think that's the safest way to doing that. But that's about it for this video. So as always, if you've got any questions, comments, thoughts, feel free to add them below this video. Give us a like if you enjoy the NRL Fantasy content. Subscribe for all the fantasy sports content on the channel. And other than that, we'll catch you in the next one. Oh, I didn't mean to click that. Just had a little meltdown to finish.